Hello guys, this is Dr. Possibility from Excel Academy. In this tutorial, I'm just going to do my part 1 of anatomy MCQ revision. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you register with Excel Academy. So let's quickly look at number 1. Number 1, we have been asked, when does a primary oocyte complete its first meiotic division? We need to understand that the primary oocyte normally completes its first division at ovulation. Let's quickly move on and look at the next question. The first meiotic division of the primary oocyte, it is always followed by second meiotic division. So when the second meiotic division starts, that's when you need to understand that the oocyte will now be arrested at metaphase 2. So the answer here is just the human oocyte. So the human oocyte, it is normally connected to the surrounding granulosa cells by the what? By the microvilli. Then in oogenesis, one thing we need to understand is that the maximum number of oocyte normally occurs around the 20th week of intrauterine life. Maturation of spermatozoa occurs so when the sperms are being created, they reach a stage where they will need to undergo spermiogenesis. So this process of spermiogenesis, this is when the sperm normally becomes matures, and it takes place in a region called the epididymis. So the answer is just B. Then which of the following structure have a lot of stereocilia on their epithelium? So if you look at all of these structures have stereocilia, but the one with a lot of stereocilia is what? Is the epididymis. In the production of male gametes, which of the following cells remain dormant for 12 years? So a cell that normally remains dormant for 12 years is just the primordial germ cells, and this primordial germ cell is the one which originates from the walls of the yolk sac. All primary oocytes are formed by, so unlike in the male where the primary oocytes tend to be created at puberty, you need to understand that this is not the case for the primary oocyte. Instead, the primary oocytes are normally formed by month 5 of fetal life. So the answer here is just B. Then when does formation of primary spermatocyte begin? So the formation of primary spermatocyte normally takes place at puberty. Concerning maturation of the female gamete, when do the oogonia enter meiosis 1 and undergo DNA replication to form primary oocytes? So this process normally takes place during fetal life. Remember, the primary oocyte need to be formed by week 5 of fetal life. So that means that the process of meiosis, it normally takes place by what? By month 5 of fetal life. However, we need to understand that meiosis 1 will tend to cease, will tend to be arrested, or will stop taking place at prophase 1, and then it will continue until ovulation. That's when now meiosis 1 will be completed. Where do primordial germ cells initially develop? So like I have already stated, the primordial germ cells, they normally develop from the yolk sac at week 5 of embryonic development. So the answer is B. How much DNA does a primary spermatocyte contain? So here it's just the 4N. So this is the same case with the primary oocyte. Both of them, they have the DN, which is 4N. The following cells are diploid except. So one thing we need to understand that when you talk of the first polar body, it is a diploid cell which is normally produced at what? At the first meiotic division. And then when you talk of B, the zygote, which is just being formed by the union of the sperm and the egg, and this zygote, it is normally a stem cell in nature, so it is diploid. Primary spermatocyte, they are still diploid. And then when you talk of the second polar body, which is formed either from the first polar body or after fertilization. Remember that there are three polar bodies which are created. So in this case, the answer is D, which is the second polar body. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. This was Dr. Possibility from Excel Academy. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.